let me get an article. Not article. Let me get the history for you. Huh? Where you at? Oh, where? Genesis or where? What you better get? Yeah. Give me Philip first, and then we gonna go to the Bible.
Right.
And quiet as kept. You say you read the Maccabees, right? And the first Maccabees, what's it say about Alexander? You familiar with that? Let's get it real quick. We're kind of jumping, but I want to get this since that's kind of what you brought up first. Let me see. Where is it at?
They said the Europeans came to white albino people and
So albino people
crossbreed, and after years and years of crossbreed, white man thing.
I mean, there's albinos in Africa. Are they white people though? Like Europeans?
No.
What are they? They're just albino, right? They're Africans. It's just a defect. It's a skin defect, but they're not.
Mutation.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what white man is. The white man's a mutation. He's a mutant.
Well, talk to me, man.
He doesn't have melanin.
Right.
Like the albinos, was that?
It's a carbon.
I mean, if you want to call it that. But he has a physical defect.
Mitochondria. Yeah.
Well, the mitochondria is something different. Right?
That's mitochondria.
Yeah, that's different.
But if you're talking about like what's it called? Melanin being carbon, like all human beings have carbon in their body. You know what I mean? When you're talking about like melanin is, I forget the two.
Like pheomelanin, or there's like 3 different types of melanin. We have obviously the real melanin. The Asians have a certain type of melanin because they have. I mean, certain Asians are like South Asians. They're more darker than the Japanese and the Chinese and the Vietnamese. They have melanin still. They're not. They're mutants of a different kind. Those are.
The Ottawas.
Who's that?
Ottawas. The dark skin. The dark skin.
Which ones though? You talking about like Laotians and Cambodians or?
Ottawas.
I've never heard their names. Yeah, those are dark skinned Asians, but they're melanated though. They're not mutants like the Chinese. They're mutants. Bro, they're mutants, brother.
What's your name, brother?
My name is Ayaz.
Brother.
I'm just keeping it real. They're mutants.
He said the mutants.
Like that hippocampus fold that the Asians got, you don't know what their eyes are. That's a Down syndrome.
Right.
That's a form of retardation. Literally.
That's a trait of Down syndrome.
Exactly. Right. They literally have Down syndrome in their DNA because they're made of incest. It says that in the Bible too.
That's right.
The original stories come from the Bible. But
repeat that for me one more time about
what?
They got
The hippocampus fold, you know, Asians got that folding eye. Like,
yes.
That's a trait of Down syndrome.
That's in their DNA.
Exactly, because they came from incest. Their original, their start of their nation came from incest. That trait, I'm not saying there's so many of them, but the trait itself is passed down through their DNA because their incest babies originally. That's like you see that, like they're talking about kissing cousins back down south. The white people have incest, they come out deformed because that's a trait.
And I just learned about the melatonin, our skin and all that.
The melanin.
Melanin, and how ours is different from anybody's on the planet.
Yeah.
How our DNA is different from anybody on the planet.
Well, most of us, because East Indians have dark skin. You know what I mean? They're not our people, but they have dark skin, though. You know what I mean? Like the South Asians have dark skin. They're not our people, but we can't say they don't have different DNA.
On the news that they took African, was supposed to be so-called African American skull, and it didn't match up with no Africans. No Africans.
You talking about DNA?
No, the skull.
I mean, we don't believe
I'm not
in that.
done. No, I'm not.
We don't believe in that, brother.
No, let me finish.
You know who did that?
Oh, no, I'm not done. Let me finish. I'm gonna tell you, he tried to match up with any skulls in Africa. It didn't match up.
You talking about African Americans?
After he took African American skull, tried to match up with Africa. It didn't match up. He took it down to Egypt, dug up an Israelite. Perfect man.
I don't believe that.
Now, what he was saying
I don't believe that.
all he was saying is the African Americans, you so-called African Americans, are not African Americans. They are Israelites. They came from Africa first and started America.
Of course, we believe we came from Africa and Israel.
That's all we said. They was like, how come our skulls don't match up? Because we're different from the Africans.
Wait a minute, who said this?
It was on, I forgot which I was watching that. That's here now.
YouTube video or?
Yeah, or Israelites.
I mean, we believe we're Israelites, but that school thing, that's not true.
Not everyone deserves a pound. This is what I say.
Okay.
Because there's so much pseudo information that can be brought up here, and you know what? We started that matching with our skulls, and all that was a racist German scientist named Blumenbach.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
Blumenbach started that. And he's the one that classified the 3 different races of the world being Negroid, Caucasoid, and the Mongoloid. That's all his pseudoscience. Right? Yeah, that skull, it's not real. Like, that's the matches.
And they're not digging up Israelites in Egypt. They're not doing that.
And also, about touching on that, having an ancient cadaver of an Israelite, you know, like the Israelites today, like every time an archaeological site is found, like they're always bulldozing places over there, building new buildings, or even in archaeological digs. When they come across a cadaver, like an ancient body, Israeli law calls for them to call the antiquities department, and they come confiscate the body and automatically bury it as a Jewish person. But it could have been a Roman, it could have been a Phoenician, it could have been a Canaanite, it could have been a Greek, it could have been a Jew, it could have been an Israelite. We don't know who it is. It could have been Ethiopians, because it could have been anybody. But they automatically confiscate the body.
But why though?
And bury it as a
Because they know they're not the real Jews, and they're like, we examine his body thoroughly, and actually, because they do something where they go around that area, they go to Babylon, they go to like different areas in that circumference, Egypt, like you said. Because those people over there aren't the real Egyptians either. The Arabs over there, those aren't the real Egyptians. But that goes to show they're going around trying to cover it up. So if the Egyptians are lighter, that means the Israelites can be lighter as well. Now they're trying to say the Egyptians were white people now. Like, of course they have to say that. Exactly, but that's the point. If they keep the bodies undiscovered and not necessarily discovered, but yeah, not really dig in and find out what's going on with the bodies, they can be like, okay, well, we know we don't match his DNA because the Jewish man, we get off topic, but the Jewish man, in order to classify themselves as Jewish, they really just observe like 100 people that live today. If your DNA matches the 100 living people that are over there, you're Jewish. That's ridiculous. That's not science.
Stop playing.
That's what they do.
No, man.
Bro, my leaders had a debate with a scholar from a Jewish scholar,
Right.
Dr. Brown,
Okay.
a PhD scholar, mind you.
What did
And
he say?
he and a couple of my teachers, they literally said there was no white Jew until 1000 AD. So how are they claiming to be the original people of that land?
They're not.
When the first quote-unquote white Jew, according to their Jewish scholars, said there was not even a white Jew until 1,000 years later.
Damn, that's deep.
How does that work?
That's deep.
That's out of their mouth.
It don't work.
So who's the real Jew? Who's quote-unquote African American? Like, it's not about skin tone, but the Jews were Judah, Benjamin, and Levi.
Right.
The Benjamites are the Caribbean islands, Jamaica, Haiti. And Haitians are the Levites.
Right.
Haiti is the Levites, but the Dominicans are Northern Kingdom. So I'm a Dominican, so I'm Simeonite. But the point is, we can't go off a phenotype, but those white people over there are the real Jews. That's a fact. But what'd you have? Let's get to this white man.
I love this. What is it, boy?
I'm gonna go with Philip.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Actually, no. Read First Maccabees first, and then get to the information.
So this is First Maccabees 1:1,
Okay.
and it happened that after Alexander, son of Philip,
Alexander, son of Philip the Macedon, read.
the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Kittim,
Uh-huh.
had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and
You
Medes,
familiar with that? Darius, the king of the Persians and Medes. Read.
that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece.
The first over Greece. He was the first major prominent white man in history that conquered the known world at that time.
Right.
You know what I mean? He conquered Egypt, he conquered Israel, he conquered, not necessarily Ethiopia, but certain parts of Europe at that time. Because Kittim is like, I think, the island in the middle of the Black Sea or whatever.
Well, yeah, well, Kittim is what we would call Greece today.
Right.
Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Okay, so, and made many wars and won many strongholds and slew the kings of the earth, and went through the ends of the earth and took spoils of many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him, whereupon he was exalted in his heart and was lifted up. Verse 10. Who's that verse?
Should be right here.
Monster then.
Exactly.
He was a straight killer.
God gave him that power to conquer everybody at the
Look it
time.
up, yeah.
Go ahead.
Uh,
And if you're familiar with just like looking for it, familiar with the what war is that? You know what I'm talking about? Where he conquered the Phoenicians, where he had that. What's that? Well, no, when they burned down that the high wall that Phoenicians had in the middle of the ocean. You familiar with that? I forgot. Look that up real quick. What's that? Yeah, the Battle of Tyre. The Battle of Tyre. Yeah, the siege of Tyre, exactly, because the Phoenicians, they knew that Alexander conquered the mainland, but there was an island off the coast of Africa where the Phoenicians had a island, they had a high wall, and Alexander was so prideful, he was like, man, I wanted to take them down. So it took him like 4 or 5 years to build a bridge and get across the land and finally seize that wall and take them down. And it's prophesied in the Bible as well in Zechariah. So give me that. I think it's verse 11.
Oh, yeah.
No, I know what you're talking about. It's verse 8. Start right here.
Verse 7. And Alexander reigned 12 years, then died.
He reigned 12 years and died. Why he was a homosexual?
What?
He was a homosexual too. The white man's a freak.
Oh,
You didn't know that? I understood.
oh man. God, freak. That's not a freak. That's not nasty.
Right. Yeah, he's a weirdo. But that's what happened to the Romans too. The pedestrian, all that stuff, you know, pedestrians, right?
Yeah, I couldn't.
That's what they were doing. That's what they brought into the earth.
The one guy talking
Having
about
sex with little boys and stuff.
And the Greeks, like, when you talk about white people, boys didn't go back just to the Greeks. And after that, they don't
Well, now,
exist.
they were around before the Greeks, but that's when they came to prominence.
Yeah, but who taught the Greeks? We did.
Homosexuality.
Now, we didn't teach them that shit.
But that's what we're talking about.
No, I'm saying who taught the Greeks and all that modern
There
life.
were African homosexuals back in the day too, though. That's where Sodom and Gomorrah comes from. Those are Africans, right?
They was homosexual?
God destroyed that city. You
I know.
familiar with that? That's a little archaeological city where it's like 98% sulfur, where it's found nowhere else on earth because God burned that place for their wickedness.
Purest sulfur on
Yeah, the
earth.
purest sulfur on the planet comes out of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Right.
Exactly.
And so Alexander reigned 12 years and then died. And his servants bare rule everyone in his place.
Uh-huh.
And after his death, they all pulled crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after many years. And evils were multiplied in the earth.
Evils were multiplied in the earth. After the white man got power, evils were multiplied in the earth. Where you at?
So, yeah.
That's at Philip?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Let's talk about
No, this is
Philip.
not This is the four generals that put crowns upon their heads. They're called the Diadochi. The Diadochos, right?
You take a picture? Or?
That's right.
Yeah, that's the article here. Ptolemy. Okay.
So,
Go ahead. He's gonna read it. Go ahead.
So they were rival generals, families, friends of Alexander the Great, who fought for control over his empire after his death in 323 BC. The wars of the Diadochi marked the beginning of a Hellenistic period for the Mediterranean Sea and the Indus River. And the four generals were the most notable Diadochi include Ptolemy, Antigonus, Cassander, and Seleucus.
Yeah. Seleucus, Cassander, Ptolemy, and the other brother. I forgot what he said. But give me that on the dynasty where Philip comes from. Go ahead. And then give me Genesis 36.
So, this is Philip of Macedon. Philip of Macedon, born 382 BC, October 21st, died in October 21st, 336, was the king of the ancient kingdom of Macedonia from 359 until his death in 336. He was a member of the Argaid dynasty.
The Archaeology dynasty. Let's see what that goes back to. Go ahead.
This is the Argaid dynasty, right? Also known as the Timonid dynasty.
Timonid dynasty. Ooh, wait. What's the Timonid dynasty? Is there more? Let's see who Timon comes from. Read.
This is Genesis 36 and 15. These were the dukes of the sons of Esau.
Sons of Esau. Esau is the white man today. Read.
The sons of Eliphaz, the firstborn, son of Esau. Duke Timon.
Who?
Duke Timon.
From the Timonid dynasty, he's an Edomite. The white man is an Edomite according to the Bible.
Right.
The white man is the brother of Jacob, but he's a mutant.
Red man?
What do you mean? I mean, he's red through his skin. He doesn't have melanin, but he's an Edomite. The white man isn't white. Exactly. His blood shows forth through his skin. Go ahead.
Duke Omar. Duke Zepho. Duke Kenaz.
I'm gonna bring out some information on that too. You got something? Let me find this real quick. I literally just where? Oh, Petra. Yeah, show them Petra. That's over there, right south of Israel. What's that look like?
Look at the architecture. Does that look familiar?
What's it look like?
Washington, D.C.
Exactly. So the white man.
They just stole the game, huh? They just stole that shit from the people.
Well, no, that's their ancient land in south of Israel, Petra.
That's right.
Petra is where the white man comes from, the land of Esau. No, that's the land of Esau. Esau is the white man, so they built that in the ancient world, brought it over here because they're the same people. The European man, they're not the original Europeans. The white man's not the original European.
Right. Who is?
You would say, let's just say the so-called Samoan, Tongans, Fiji, more melanated people.
Pacific Islanders.
Exactly, the Pacific Islanders. Because when Alexander came and the other white people came, they conquered that land and kicked them out. So, and not to make fun of them, but God made, because like I said, it seems like I'm talking shit, but this is true.
Right.
God made those people slow.
That's right.
He made them not really right. They're not. Like you see them walking around today, they're good at sports, they're big, oh my God, like, they're warriors, but in all actuality, they're not
They're
that bright.
docile people.
They're not necessarily docile, but trust me, I know, I grew with some
But
they get down.
Yeah, I'm saying, but
Exactly, they get down. But I'm just saying as far as being intellectual. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like, even if
So you saying they're like slow intellectually?
Not intellectually in reference to just like being like in war and. I'm not saying that like in totality, because we know there's people that are, in college. Exactly, they're not bright to the point where they know how to calculate certain things. Like I'm pretty sure when the white man came, they ruled that land. Like I said, that was their land.
Right.
How did they give it up? Like you said, the white man came here, they conquered us.
Right.
Was it due to weaponry, or was it just they didn't know how to defend themselves? We don't necessarily know.
Like,
But
and their language is so rudimentary. Like if you even like real shit, like you know what they call their guns?
What?
They call it a funga. You know what a funga means?
What?
Rock thrower. Like this, like their language is really like rudimentary. Like
they haven't been,
you know what I mean?
updated.
what's that?
They haven't been updated.
Well, no, that's how God made them though. Like that's just simple stuff. Like why would you call a gun a rock thrower? That's just retarded. That's ridiculous. Like we know, we know when they come to the Americas, they're not thinking that way. But I'm talking about the language though, the actual language, what it means.
Right.
It's remedial. Yeah, give me that. And we'll get to Esau.
And we're not saying this to talk shit. It's just how the Most High made them, right? You know what I mean? But they get down, like you know what I'm saying. When it's time to, but that's just how the Most High made different peoples. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It is what it is, right?
What it is.
You know what I mean? Like, and they descend from the people of what's called the Japhetic people, Japheth, one of the three sons of Noah, right? So what we know as the islanders today descended from the people that were the original inhabitants of Europe, Greece, and all that. You know what I'm saying? So like that would be like the more correct way to say it, like to say that the people of the islanders, the Pacific Islanders, descend from the ancient inhabitants of Europe. You know what I mean? And we can look at through archaeology, like the Minoans and all that. Like
The
even
Minoans and the what's the other name?
like
the Etruscans.
yeah, because
Look
like
at
the
the
original,
Etruscans and the
the
Minoans.
Etruscans, the Minoans, and all that. Like if you look at the original Roman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're still melanated.
So,
Yeah, of course.
yeah.
Just like you said, the Australians. The Australians aren't necessarily quote unquote African people, but they're still melanated. These Indians aren't necessarily African, but they're melanated.
Big ass nose and chin.
Yeah.
Afros and
But
everything.
yeah, but
That's what I mean. The white man's a beat. He's the only one that's not melanated like us.
the features,
That's the point.
features is not really nothing because anybody can have certain features throughout the whole world,
Right.
But what I'm saying is that like you like even like archaeology or even linguistically, like if you look at the garments of the ancient Romans before the white man made Rome theirs, like they used the word togas, like and then the Samoans they call theirs like Iatoga or Iatoga, like it's exactly linguistically tied to what the ancient inhabitants of Rome used to wear. Togas.
Yeah, the white
Yeah,
man
toga,
stole their
toga.
hair.
What's
stole
the
their
toga
clothes.
though? What is it?
You know, like how the white man wears a little white thing over his chest and
What the
around his
Romans
waist?
used to wear a long time ago, like their garment.
Yeah,
You
they
know
stole
what
that
I'm
from
saying?
they stole that from the original people.
I know that.
They stole that from.
What they did is
What did
That
they
part,
steal? But the white man has no culture, honestly. Hamburgers and hot dogs, like come on, brother, that's our culture.
that's death.
I'm gonna bring out the history. Where you at? Yes, what? Yeah, we can get that real quick. Go ahead.
This is Genesis 90:27. God shall enlarge Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant.
This is a prophecy. God is going to enlarge Japheth. Let's see what that Hebrew word means. Enlarge. Read.
Now this is Strong's H6601. It says patah. It says to be spacious,
To be spacious. You're spaced out. Is that a good thing?
No.
Go ahead.
be open, wide, to be simple, entice, deceive, persuade, to be open-minded, be naive, be deceived, kind.
That's how God made them. They're gullible to be deceived, and be gullible to be silly, to be
Speaking
ignorant.
dumb, you know.
Essentially,
Just speaking dumb.
yeah,
Right.
the most famous people are what? They're football players.
Right.
Have you heard of a Samoan scientist or Japhite? Like, I'm not saying they're not around. I haven't heard it. We don't see it on TV. We don't hear about them. We don't. Where are they at?
I don't know.
I'm not being rude. I'm just saying that's an honest question.
That's a great question.
I've never asked that before. I just came out with it just now. I'm like, man, where are they at? We know there's Asians that are in science labs being nerds and white people and black people, you know, all the people. East Indians and Arabs. Have you ever seen a Samoan in the lab like with a white coat on? Like, I was being real.
Or just like any of the islanders, right? But like we're saying, there's always a rule, and there's always the exceptions to the rule. You know what I mean? They'll always find one. You know what I mean? Like, that's you know, they're all stupid. But that's just how the Most High made them. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
First Samuel 15:8. You give me you give me additions to Esther 13:10.
But we also know that the Maori, which are islanders also,
The what?
the Maori, which is like the indigenous of New Zealand, which are considered islanders, they had astronomy too. So like it's not, you know what I'm saying? The Most High just made them simple, easy to deceive. Exactly what
Is
that.
that good or bad though?
I mean, it's not good. You can just take their land over and kick them out to the islands. And
Okay.
maybe eat horses and all that stuff. Well, that's ridiculous.
They were great navigators.
Right.
I mean, the islanders, they were great navigators.
Right.
They had, they traveled near through a whole Pacific on little, like, ships. And that was all through astronomy. But that's not to say that they were all, like, stupid, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like exactly what that word means. It was just spacious, easy
more to be
to
naive or naive.
It's
Unaware,
not just unaware because
Just not thinking things through, if you want to call it that.
Got
You know what I mean?
Got you.
You know what I mean? So we don't get more. We don't get more Bible. Yeah, we appreciate your time, brother. It's all
White
good.
man.
Yeah, we don't prove the white man's Esau too. But essentially, matter of fact, let's just get Genesis 25. Let's start there real quick and just read verse and then go forward.
Genesis 25 and 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. The children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she,
If I'm having kids, I was married, I got multiple kids, why are my twins fighting each other in the womb? Go ahead.
and she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
Yeah, 'cause there's 2 nations. You know what I mean? You have twins, but they're 2 separate people. They're 2 separate nations. That's how God made it. Read.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
That's a trait, a spiritual trait that God gave us versus them. Who's stronger overall? Exactly. Read.
Right.
We have been through all type of hell. We still smiling. We met a brother in Sac, a month ago. He's like, man, our people is torn up in Colombia. But what does Asher mean? The tribe of Israel? It means happy. That's what it means in Hebrew. So he was like, man, my people over there living in the slums, they're still happy. So that's the spirit God gave him. But guess what? The white man killed himself. He jumped off a bridge. He jumped off a building when he lose his job.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's simple stuff like that. But we didn't make it to hell. But we still here because God gave us that spirit of perseverance. Go ahead.
And the one people people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger.
That's going to happen in the future when we get back right. The white man's going to be serving us when we get back to our right mind and our right state. When we come back to the laws of God and get put back in our land. What's that?
You kill itself first.
Nah, they don't have no choice. They gonna get down. You know how what's that movie? State property, get down and lay down. They gonna get down, and they will die too in the same breath, right?
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
Right.
And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment.
The first son came out red, all over like a hairy garment. These are melanated people. Who comes out red in today's time?
Europeans.
Exactly. So this was the first of its kind.
Esau.
Exactly. This is the first of its kind back in the day. And it's describing this baby like, man, he came out red. Like, wait a minute. Go ahead.
And they called his name Esau.
Read.
And after that came his brother out.
Read.
And his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
Wait a minute. It says what? After he came his brother out. You listen, brother? He's on dope.
Get up out of here, bro.
He's on dope. Listen, they are on the streets as 56-year-old men with nothing going for themselves. That's a problem. I'm not trying to make fun of them, but they're not doing with their life. They need to be listening to his words.
That's proof.
Right. Straight up.
That's proof that our elders and our older generation has failed our community.
Oh, shut your mouth.
I mean, it is what it is. That's why the Lord is doing a great work in these days and pulling young men out this world to push forward this truth.
Educating us, yeah.
Exactly. Because the elder generation is docile, like you said. They're coons, they're sellouts. They think they already made it. They're separate from us. They don't care about their people.
And they're unteachable and unreachable.
Absolutely.
Right.
Most of them. A lot of them are.
Oh, man, hold
We've
on,
talked to
man,
a few elders that received it a little bit,
right.
but they're not up to us to bring them in and drag them. But we just telling them, okay, this is what, I'm pretty sure like they've learned more than us. Not necessarily about everything, but just about God, things like that, the Bible.
Some old fools though, too, though. Right. I met some old
He's right.
fools. Crazy.
We talked to one a couple weeks ago. Old fools. We call them, and that's what the Bible calls them.
Some old fools.
Old
yeah.
fools.
Read.
Keep reading.
Connie.
But this is all I want to ask. It says, the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and it says, then it came his brother out. How come it didn't describe his brother?
He was hairy.
Well, no, he wasn't red.
Right.
Because it's not saying he's hairy, he says red all over like a hairy garment. He's not saying he's hairy literally, he's saying he's red like a hairy garment. He's comparing him to a lamb, or so we can get that in Exodus 28, or Exodus 26, like it, about what he's comparing him to. Let's get what he's comparing him to in the Bible. Because he's talking about something that we put on the temple. It's like 6 o'clock. You got to get up out of here? Okay, go ahead.
This is Exodus 26 and 14. And thou shalt make a covering for the tent of ram skins dyed red, and a covering above of badger skins.
So that's what he's talking about. Lamb skin dyed red. So Esau came out like that same color. If you pull up the picture of the tabernacle. Yeah, it's going to describe what color it was. We don't get the picture, the visual information. Go ahead.
Verse 25 again. And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment. And they called his name Esau.
They called his name Esau. And what does Esau mean actually? It means hairy in Hebrew. Does it mean hairy in Hebrew? Am I tripping, or does it mean? And it also means Edom means wasted away. What's wasted away about him? His melanin. His melanin is wasted away. He doesn't have melanin. Like I said, the white man don't have no melanin. He's the only person on the planet with no melanin. God put that curse on him. It's only the curse of king. That's a little bit deeper, but that's why he doesn't have no melanin. It's a curse. The sun killed him.
So where the hate come from then? Because, shit, you got melanin and they don't? What's the...
Well, no, it's all gonna tie in.
Come on, man, give me the game. Come on,
Listen,
man.
That's right.
We going down that same path, brother. It's gonna like that question's gonna go right into what we're going into. Right after this, go ahead.
Bring it up.
Verse 26. And after that came his brother up, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them.
Give me what I want. 27. Let's see why he hates us.
That's right.
There's an ancient hate, like my brother has always said. It's an ancient hatred that his progeny took on over the course of thousands of years.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Now this is Genesis 27 and 41.
Bring it out.
And Esau hated Jacob.
Read.
Because
of what?
Because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob.
So in the ancient
I
world,
like that.
God blessed. We got the blessing of God.
Right. That's what it is.
Exactly.
I'll kill that nigga. Pow.
So if you read the rest of the Genesis chapters, Esau didn't kill Jacob, but guess what? Now his ancestors are doing it.
Right.
They took on that spirit.
They jealous of us, huh?
Of course. Go ahead.
Jealous.
They want to beat us. But instead of beating us, that's why they control everything we do. They run the entertainment world, they run the sports world, they run the music world, they run
football,
everything. You want to get on, nigga? Dance. Go do some homosexual stuff behind closed doors, do these rituals, sacrifice your mom, your dad, your kid, whatever it may be, to get this money. That's what they do. Go ahead.
Precept 8.
Familiar with that?
Come on.
The occult and all that stuff, read.
Amos 1:11. Thus says the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishments thereof.
God's going to punish them eventually.
What that mean right there? What did you say?
Go ahead, read it again.
I will not turn
Go
away.
read it from the top.
Give me get the chance.
What that mean though?
I got it.
For 3 transgressions, for 3 sins, or for 4 transgressions is a sin.
Okay.
For 3 or 4 sins of the white man.
What I'm doing.
Exactly. For what he did to us, he's not going to let him get away. He's going to punish him for it.
I'm gonna get you.
But
right.
like, give me hold that. Give me 2 Maccabees 6, real quick, because it's gonna say the same thing. Go ahead.
This is the NLT. This is what the Lord says. The people of Edom have sinned again and again. I will not let them go unpunished. They chased down their relatives, the Israelites, with swords, showing them no mercy. In their rage, they slashed them continually and were unrelenting in their anger.
So that's why they've been killing us for so long.
Man, that's deep. It's in the Bible too, huh?
It's the Bible, brother.
That's crazy.
That's why we're the people of the book. We are the people of the book,
Them
brother.
motherfuckers, that's right. They ain't our guts though, and I see why now.
It's a spiritual thing. There's plenty of white people that,
We blessed that thing, they ain't blessed.
of course, they're not with us.
That's
They get the rule now. They can laugh now, but they gonna cry later. That's what Luke
Right.
says.
That's right.
They can run the world right now. This world's gonna be destroyed. America will be destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, later. Go ahead.
And this is why that ancient hatred is manifested in his children and his descendants today. Watch this. Watch it. Ecclesiasticus, Sirach 11:28. Judge none blessed before his death, for a man shall be known in his children. So that same ancient hatred that his father had for our father, it's manifested in his descendants in his last days.
damn.
That's right.
It's all through the spirit, brother. Read that.
So it don't end. It is.
Of course it's gonna end.
Okay.
Because like I said, what we're doing right now, we're raising up what we would call the elect. The select group of people that's going to snap out of it, snap out of the Matrix. We know what the Matrix is about.
Right.
A lot of people don't know because it's a great movie. Just
Right.
it's on the surface. When you digest
It's
it,
spiritual truth in
exactly.
it.
You
Right.
know, like man, our people are so caught up in the world and caught up in entertainment and sports, like I said before.
YouTube and TV.
Exactly,
Yeah,
entertainment,
yeah,
and
right.
they're blinded by drugs and
Right.
all that type of stuff. Oh my God, this person's coming to town. We go to a concert. And,
He 40, too short. Yeah.
I mean, that's fine. We can, I like them, brother. Those are my brothers.
Right.
But they're not doing what we're doing. They're not on a spiritual
They're not
path.
constantly woke.
Exactly. And what did E40 say in that one song? I'm on parole. He said, what did he say? I'm over the stove. He says, I'm on parole. The government got my soul. That's what he said in the song.
Right.
How the government got your soul? Because you sold out. That's what happened. That's how I got. It's not literal, but you sold out morally. How you think, what you do behind the scenes. You got a deal, but that's what he said in that song.
He said behind the scenes.
And he was like the first one to go major,
Exactly.
like to go industry major, like.
He said that in that double disc. That double disc, it's a good song. But I heard that, I'm like, I was already woke at the time. But when I heard it, I'm like, oh, damn, you 40? That's why you're so popular. That's why you're kind of like the head of the Bay Area. Too short and all that type of stuff. That's why. I'm not getting into that. I want to say something about it. But I don't want to get into that.
He's a master mason, huh?
Possibly.
Yeah.
I've seen symbolism before, but I love the brother, like I said. We don't know what's going on literally, but if you're famous at this time, you've been famous for 30 years. Exactly. So, but everybody has a chance to repent. Is he going to repent? Who knows? Where you at? start in 12. Yeah, go ahead.
This is 2 Maccabees 6 and 12. Now I beseech those that read this book that they be not discouraged for the calamities.
Don't be discouraged for what we're going through. Black and Hispanic Native Americans, we have been through the worst part. We're behind enemy lines technically, but it might not seem that way. We can go eat and work and, you know, enjoy ourselves every now and then, but in all actuality, the goal has to remain the same. We have to have a collective mind and repent and keep these laws of God.
Right.
Go ahead.
But that they judge those punishments not to be for destruction, but for a chastening of our nation.
Yeah, we're not being punished for destruction. We're chastised for disobeying the creator of all heaven and earth, the Great Spirit, as they call it. Go ahead.
For it is a token of his great goodness, when wicked doers are not suffered any longer, any time, Salakia, but forthwith punished. For not as with other nations,
Hold on, let's read that again slow.
for it, the verse before?
Yeah.
Verse 13, for it is a token of his great goodness,
It's good when God punishes you for what?
when wicked doers are not suffered any long time.
Yeah, we're not suffering. I mean, you're not going to forbear. You're not going to put off the punishment. Like, if your kid's doing something you're not wanting them to do, you're going to snatch them up and beat them on the spot. But it's comparing us to other nations now. God's punishing us right then and there on the spot. We got put in slavery. We got conquered by the Europeans. We're still in the hood together. We're still killing each other. That's a curse. That's genocide. Still genocide. That's not good. But God allowed that to happen because we fell away from Him. But guess what? This one describe what happens in other nations, how God feels about it. Go ahead.
But forthwith punished. For not as with other nations whom the Lord patiently forbeareth to punish,
He's going to let them run up a tab. You at the buffet, he's running up a tab at the buffet.
How long though?
Like you said, the day to the Lord is 1,000 years. It's only been 2-3 days in God's eyes. But it says we're going to be raised up on the third day. So we don't know when that is. Exactly. So it's going to describe that. Go ahead.
till they become to the fullness of their sins.
God's going to allow them to run up a tab so they can't repent from it. That's how it works. He's not going to allow them to return. And, oh man, I did that. Exactly. I did that a long time ago, but guess what? I feel this way now. Well, your whole nation didn't repent. It says, give me that Jeremiah 18. Go ahead.
So dealeth he with us, lest that being come to the height of sin, afterwards he should take vengeance of us.
What do you mean?
So he's saying we're punished quickly for our sins. The other nations, he lets them run up a tab because he's not going to allow them to have any mercy at the end. He's not going to have mercy on them later on. When we get out of this captivity, he's not going to let them get away with what they did to us. So he's saying he's going to let them run up a tab and he's going to slam them. But at the same time, he says, read that last part, Salah.
And afterwards he should take vengeance of us.
Yeah, so if he treated us like he treated them, he'd have vengeance on us like he's going to have vengeance on them.
Okay.
That's what he's saying.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And therefore he never withdraweth his mercy from us, and though he punish with adversity, yet doth he never forsake his people.
God's not going to forsake us. We're still strong. We're still standing.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're spiritual people more than anybody else. We fill up the churches, we fill up the mosques, even though we don't believe our people should be in those things, but at least they have the thought of God to actually believe certain things. But they don't have the truth per se. We call this the truth. We are the Israelites of the Bible. People that go to church, they believe they're Gentiles, everybody can be saved. Oh my God, the white man's my buddy. Never. Once I woke up, I'm like, even growing up as a kid, my mom told me, don't ever bring no white girl home. Like, all right, cool.
Mine too.
Straight up.
Straight up.
Wow, what for?
That's right. Straight up.
Mom told me that as a kid, probably 6, 7, 8 years old. I'm like, all right,
13,
cool.
like this.
I ain't never been with a white girl before in my life.
My girl, she said, get out my house now. Damn, all right. Go outside. Go outside, baby. Never again. I was scared to death too.
I believe it. But I'm saying, though, like, we know, like, look, like we've seen.
I didn't know why, but shit, I know why now.
Mom's in the spirit. Mom's in the spirit. But I'm saying that we've seen cases of black men being with white women, white men killing them. What happened, like, what was it, a couple months ago? Like a famous TikToker or YouTuber killed her boyfriend.
Right.
And she was out the next day smiling and laughing, like, bro, what? What's happening here? And then, or not even killing, taking all their money. But I think that's kind of like a setup from the league. They make them marry white women, then they get divorced. The white woman takes all their money, and she didn't work hard for it.
Or he raped me now.
He Exactly. That happens too.
My pussy, he
Yeah,
made me.
exactly.
Yeah.
Simple.
For real.
And their word is bond for the most part. And then, yeah, pour that out, sister. That's our sister, but she needs some help. She needs some prayer. But anyway, go ahead.
This is Baruch 4:25. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from God. For thine enemy hath persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction and shalt tread upon his neck.
That's what's going to happen. White man's time is almost done. You see what's happening in
That's
Russia right
right.
now? Russia and Ukraine?
Oh, yeah.
What's going on over there?
A war.
You know that's prophesied in the Bible? Let's get it. Oh yeah, hold on. Stop. Hold that. Give me that on Agag. Give me Esther 3 and 1, and this is the Esther 13 and 10. Let's finish that on Esau first. I can get you some history on Esau outside of the Bible, but I think you get the point. Go ahead.
This is 1 Samuel 15 and 8. It says, and he took Agag, the king of the Amalekites, alive,
Amalek is the son of Esau. Read.
and utterly destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword. Verse 9, but Saul and the people spared Agag, and the best of the sheep, and the oxen, and the fatlings, and the lambs, and all that was good, and would not utterly destroy them.
Agag. Let's see who Agag was. Give me. This is the Esther 13 and 10. Esther 3 and 1. Who got Esther 3 and 1? Go ahead.
Esther 3 and 1. After these did King Ahasuerus promote Haman, the son of Ahamadatha, the Agagite,
Agagite. He's the son of Agag. An Agagite. Read.
and advanced him and set his seat above all the princes that were with him.
See who Agag was. It's going to go to another historical reference talking about the time of Esther. The time of Esther is when they were in the medieval Persian captivity. And the Persians were who? The Persians today would be the Iranians. Or some East Indians per se. Or excuse me, those are Edomites, Salakia. The Persians are Edomites and the Iranians. Go ahead. Yeah. 13 and 10? I think that's what I want. 16 and 10. 16 and 10. And then we're going to finish up on Ezekiel 38. I'll let somebody else go. Read.
This is additions to Esther 16 and 10. For Ammon, a Macedonian,
Who?
a Macedonian,
Wait a minute. We just read who were the Macedonians earlier?
Europeans.
But who was it? Who was the main one? Philip, right? The son of Alexander the Great. It's called an Agagite, a Macedonian. So this is another white man who was the son of Esau. Read.
for Ammon, a Macedonian, the son of Amadatha, being indeed a stranger from the Persian blood, and far distant from our goodness, and as a stranger received us.
Yeah. Agag, he's a so-called European. Part of the Bible, this is all biblical. And fast forward, our gay dynasty, like you said, where Philip comes from, they come from the chiefly dynasty, who was the son of Esau. That's how you know the white man.
Esau, the white one?
Esau is the white man. You're in it. Don't be friends with white people.
I know.
Those are the squad goals. Like it sure says, those are the squad
No,
goals.
because I look white.
You're not white though. We know you're not white. We talked to you before, sister. Where you at? Give me Ezekiel 38. Let's talk about
Love me.
Ukraine and Russia. Let's see how that ties into the Bible. And that's ultimately going to cause World War III. It's already prophesied in the Bible as well. And that's how America's going to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire. Everybody talks about, oh, they're not going to fire nukes off. Oh, yeah, they are. God already prophesied.
They don't know
It's in that Bible.
by then.
We're going to read it. Give me Isaiah 54 and 16 real quick.
When it's happening, oh shit. What's going?
You know what UFOs are?
Yeah.
Those are chariots of God. Those are angels' vehicles. When we take it up in chariots. That's what's going to happen. That's the Bible.
And a knocking in there.
Nah.
What?
Listen, brother. We talked about this last week.
What are the chariots of God? The UFOs, right?
Political UFOs.
What are the Anunnaki?
We just talked about this last week. We want to touch on that first? Or we want to touch on?
Come on.
We want to touch.
Subject.
We just talk about the Anunnaki first.
The reptilians and the Zeptas and all that shit.
Sir. What's your name, brother?
Kanye.
Kanye. We gotta be serious here, brother.
I'm just.
Ain't no reptilians, bro.
No? The angels? What are they?
You're saying reptilians like it's a real thing.
Who's driving
Like
the
it's some type of
Who's driving the
what you
UFO?
got Spider-Man that turns up to
Who's
a
driving the
reptilian?
Who's driving the UFO?
Angels.
Angels.
Angels of God, yeah.
Okay.
Didn't you know?
Are they human beings?
Absolutely not. There ain't.
Are
Give me
they,
that. Where you at?
Are they physical beings?
They're your family.
The Anunnaki, look, this is crazy sister right here, bro. Look, the Anunnaki are pretty much what the Babylonians called their god. Their gods. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And now this whole it's called ancient astronaut theory. The ancient astronaut theory is saying that those are the Anunnaki. That's what the word Anunnaki goes back to Assyrian or Babylonian. That's the word for their gods. You know what I'm saying? But now we got these white folks saying that those are the aliens. That's what the UFOs are. And the whole thing, exactly, and that's pretty much discredit our great works because they didn't build the pyramids or those temples all over the world. The white man didn't do it, right?
Our people did most of it over here on this side of the earth.
Yeah.
And this, like, if you study Egypt, it's like some the pyramids over there. They don't talk about the pyramids.
Here,
So,
no.
No, these are temples over here.
they're not temples like that, but
We have the mounds, just like that.
exactly, burial mounds, yeah, burial mounds.
Well, I'll say this. I'll say that to also to say this, right? Because they said since it wasn't white people, it had to be aliens. Like we couldn't make it. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy, bro. No, listen. I'm not saying white people are aliens. I'm saying that it is
These black
because
people can't be this smart. That's what we're trying to say.
because we make great
Silly
temples and
humans,
great
huh?
pyramids,
Stupid.
and they didn't do it.
Who does that?
The white man, since the white man didn't build all those things, it had to be aliens.
Yeah,
No, he had to
Right?
steal
There
the
had to
money.
be aliens.
Yeah, since they can't duplicate it. That was 3,000 years ago they did that. And it's never been duplicated before. But I have a book. I found a book. It's called, I haven't really dove into it.
Who wrote it though?
I forgot. It's out of New York. It's a brother out of New York or somebody in New York where it's like they research the burial mounds.
Okay.
And it says the burial mounds, the dynamics and the specs are the same as the pyramids over there in Egypt. Even though they're not pointing like that, but the dynamics and the specs and like the measurements are damn near the
What are
same.
they for though? What are
What's
they
that?
for? What are they for? Pyramids. What are they for? What are they used
Well,
for?
they're tombs.
Yeah,
People try to make it seem like they're just extravagant, like labyrinths. Like no, those are tombs. Those are giant tombs. Tombstones.
Yeah, this is perfect time to go into that because
They told me
there's a
they're
I love
different
you
beacons
guys.
for the UFOs.
I love you like that.
that's the thing. Like it has to be aliens for them because they didn't want to make them.
Beacons? How they beacons?
Like listen,
Why aren't they going over there right now? Like when's the last time you seen aliens over there in Egypt?
or UFOs.
Exactly. The
Right?
pyramids have been there forever.
They've
Like,
been
what-
there forever. Why all of a sudden they stop coming? But the thing is that what I'm saying that it's a perfect time because you asked what were they used for. It's a perfect time to touch on the topic on what is the difference of a temple and a pyramid.
Talk to me.
Because
I'm
the
your
pyramids
own
in Egypt were used
Man,
as pretty much like they used to have sarcophagus. They have a sarcophagus in the Great Pyramid of Giza.
ceremonial group thing.
No, it's not even ceremonial. That's where they used to like bury the kings or whatnot. You know what I mean? The pharaohs and stuff, right? Though they had the valley of the pharaohs where they had found so many of them, but that must have been their burials before they started making those great pyramids. You know what I'm saying? So a temple is different. Like the ones that we have in the Americas are temples.
Right.
Now that's where you carry out ceremonies, or you have your congregation come, or a meeting point, or when you have to address the public. You know what I'm saying? That's what's are done at temples, as opposed to pyramids, which is pretty much a monument. So yeah.
Yeah, so you want to touch on Anunnaki because that's not really that deep, but that's a whole misconception and just emerald tablets, and, Nibiru, like that's madness, brother. No such thing as Nibiru.
That's, and that's all Babylonian creation myth. That's part of their creation myth. Like Nibiru and what they believe is like a wandering star or wandering
What's
planet.
Okay. Okay. So the UFOs, right, are driven, right? Who's driving?
Angels, we just angels of God.
Hold on. So are the angels incorporeal or are the corporeal beings? Are they physical beings?
They can manifest themselves as humans, yes.
They can.
Of course.
So are they humans or are they
They're
both?
not humans.
What,
They're celestial. They're celestial
have you
beings.
saw them before?
I mean,
Come on, man.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you.
Tell me the truth, man.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you
Smiling
this.
shit.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you.
Come on, man.
It's a personal testimony.
Yeah.
Right before I found this knowledge.
Okay.
And I prayed about this. I prayed to the Most High, man. Show me what's going on.
Yeah.
Because I was diving. I was going on a rabbit hole, seeing all this Botham and stuff, and you know the masonry.
Yeah.
I was going on that hole. My man,
Aleister Crowley
if
and
this
like
is
that,
exactly
yeah.
if this is true. Like God to be real. I already believe in God, but I
Right.
didn't know about the Bible. Like I believe in the Bible. I don't read it. My
Yeah,
mom
like,
told me about it.
yeah.
Good.
Right.
I believe in God. I just don't know what's going on.
Right.
So I prayed about it. God showed me this information, but I was driving home one day,
Okay.
and this is how I know angels are real. And I didn't see it though. That's all it means. I didn't see it. This is how God did it. I was driving home, and there's a big rig on the side.
Was your eye?
No, of course not.
Okay.
I was driving home. I just got off work. I wasn't high at work.
Okay.
So there's a 16 with a big rig on the side of me. I'm going on this side of it, but I have to turn left.
Right.
And there's like this like a street right here. And there's a road going right or left. Why would you even touch that? Anyway, I thought it was yours.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Touch me though, but yeah.
he thought it was yours. He probably dropped it. He's being nice.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
it's all good. But anyways, there's a street like it's a T road. So you turn right or left. You can't go straight. So I'm going up the freeway, and I'm braking because I see the light. It's red. I'm close. You know, you close. And you ride the brake. Ride the brake. Mind you, the 16-wheeler I can't see. There's a hill coming down. So I'm about, as soon as I get to the light, it turns green. I go to put my foot on the gas, but my body shuts down. I can't move, and I go blind, bro.
Stop playing.
I go blind.
Stop playing.
I'm telling you. This is
Stop
a real
playing.
story.
For real.
It's a real story, bro. I go blind.
Can't move nothing.
My body stopped. I can't even put my foot on the gas. Put my foot on the gas. The light turns green.
Right.
And in that split second, I can't move. I go blind.
Can you talk?
No. My mind is going. I know what's happening in my mind, but I can't see and I can't move.
Scary shit, man. Fuck
Bro,
that.
that was an angel, bro. Because as soon as I got my vision back, I see a black truck run the red light. All black tinted windows. Because I couldn't see because the truck was blocking me. So if I would have went, I would have got hit. I think God saved me from an accident, and then right after that, I came to this truth. Literally.
Man, this shit deep as fuck.
That's a testimony, but that's a real
Hell
story.
yeah.
Right. So God didn't let me see the angel. He blinded me so I couldn't see. Because only an angel could have stopped me in my tracks. So he was like, bro, I went to put my foot on the gas, my body shut down, bro, and I went blind.
I believe you. I believe
That's what
you.
happened. Literally. That's literally what happened. I told these brothers that before. I told a lot of people that. This happened 7 years ago. And now I'm here.
Next question. So, do you believe that spirits, right, are they physical or invisible or
I mean,
both?
spirits aren't visible, no. You can see a spirit on somebody, like a demonic energy. Like, you can see somebody like
Can you
possessed.
feel or
Like,
see it?
I mean, I believe you can feel it, you know.
How about you, bro?
I believe that the spirits can get on people and you see the outcome of it. Do you know what I'm saying?
What you mean? I don't get
like how it's affecting that person. You know what I mean?
The spirit?
Yeah, absolutely. Like a
So,
demon might be
Get a
affecting
jump
somebody.
this body, get a jump in this body?
It's affecting somebody's life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you somebody smoke heroin or smoke crystal meth, they start bugging the hell out and start like talking crazy. Like that's a demon on that person. That's not their cognitive mind.
Can they transfer? Can they change form? Can they jump
Well,
in?
we believe demons are evil spirits per se can possess a person. Angels don't possess people; they just manifest. That happens in the Bible. Angels don't possess people. Demons possess people. That's what we believe. I don't believe demons are just showing up as people walking around. No, we believe spirits are on that people.
So, is it a feeling or is it
A spirit is a spirit. A literal, like we have a spirit in us.
an entity then?
Sure, we can say that, yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Give me that in Judges we had last week.
Get on you and jump and transfer. Man, this shit
Yeah,
deep.
it talks about death and evil spirits in the Bible. Like how people get murdered, like a death angel put on that person to kill that person. That wasn't an actual angel doing it.
That was a death angel, huh?
Exactly. You say it was an angel, a messenger of God, yes, but it was an evil angel. Give me that in Psalm 78, real quick.
I read the Bible, right? I read in the Bible where it says that, I think it was, Isaiah 51 verse 7, it says, I formed the light,
Create
darkness.
Isaiah 45.
Yeah.
45. 7.
I
Yeah.
do all these things.
I, the Lord, do all these things.
I'm like, whoa.
God created everything.
That mean everything from life, death, murder. He do everything.
God's the author.
That's
Give me
the
that.
scary
Give me that
thing
song to
right
me.
there.
Give me what I want.
That's
Where
right.
you at?
It ain't. You do everything.
Yeah,
I'm
give
like,
me
what
that.
the hell?
Let's read what an angel looks like in the Bible. Read.
This is Judges 13, verse 6. Then the woman came and told her husband, saying, a man of God came unto me.
Yeah, she sees it as a man. So
Physical man.
Exactly. She viewed him as a man. Go ahead.
And his countenance was like the countenance of an angel of God.
Yeah. This man looks like an angel to me, but she don't know what she's saying. But she's describing him to her husband. Right.
Very terrible.
Very terrible.
What that mean?
It looks like a monster.
Like, whoa.
Yeah.
What
But
is that?
it's in a man's form, but it looks like a
scary.
monster. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But I asked him not whence he was, neither told he me his name.
So give me that in Ezekiel now. It describes what angels looks like as well in the Bible.
And also, like you gotta think about it like that. If the Most High has actually showed you an angel, their true form, how Ezekiel seen in his visions, bro, angels are terrible beings, man. Like you gotta think about it. Like every time the Most High needed a city to be destroyed or a plague sent upon the earth, he would send an angel.
So there was
You know what I'm saying?
So are you saying that angels are like, they're God's pit bulls? They're God's hyenas?
I mean, in a shape of fashion, yeah. They work for God.
Go get
period.
them.
Exactly.
They work for God. No matter what fashion you think,
Good.
well, that's Satan. All right, well, Satan works for God too.
Ooh,
right.
He's an agent. He's an agent of God.
I like
Satan
that.
works for God too.
Go get them, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Because like
Your
the
ass
Christian
up.
church has taught us that they're rivals. And
Fell from
he
heaven
fell
and
from
fallen
heaven.
angels.
Right.
that,
He
you know
took
what I'm
authority,
saying?
angels
That
that disobey God. No,
he's
they
an enemy of God. Bro, listen, man. He's an agent of God. He's God's agent, man. Like, if you read Job 1, it says that he presented himself upon the courts of the rest of the angels and this and that. You know,
Yeah,
he
God
can go
told
into that.
him, go touch Job, but don't kill him.
Go test this game
Yeah,
out.
exactly.
Look, this is Psalm
So he
68.
works for God. You understand that?
Come on, man. Yeah.
Psalm 68 and 20. He that is our God is the God of salvation. But unto God, the Lord, belongs the issues of death.
I said it. Oh.
But he that is our God is the God of salvation.
Uh-huh.
And unto God, the Lord, belongs the issues of death.
If God wants
What
you
that
to,
mean?
if he wants to die, you're gonna die.
Ooh.
Have you seen that show, 1,000 Ways to Die?
Uh-uh.
That show is kind of weird. Because people die in all curious ways and weird ways, but God
It's on
authorized
YouTube,
that.
huh?
It's a show. It's an actual show.
Oh.
It's like a real show. I'm not sure if it's active now, but it's called 1,000 Ways to Die. Look that up. What's that? MTV? Yeah. It's an older show.
So God's the God of death and life, you know?
Absolutely. Give me that 2 Samuel 1 and 6. Or 1 Samuel 2 and 6. So I can.
That's
Where you at?
stuff, bro.
Psalm 78? Give me Psalm 78.
Yeah,
Like,
your ass through this. Come playing, huh?
absolutely. If you believe in the Bible, he killed everybody but 8 people at one point in time.
Right, playing with his game, yeah. But playing with it.
That's why he says God's
Not a game, huh?
it calls God the king of terrors.
Right. Yeah.
God's the king of terrors. He can really put it like he can vex your whole life. He might even kill you. He might give you cancer. He might give you any type of disease. He might kill your whole family and leave you alive just well on the page.
Ooh.
Go ahead. Sirach 5 from the top. Psalm 78 and 49. He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, and indignation, and troubled by sending evil angels among them.
Indignation, what that mean?
Like righteous anger. God's angry with you.
You mean good anger?
Well, he's the creator of all things. It's righteous to him to be angry with you for disobeying. If you disobey my covenant and commandments, I got the right to put you in slavery. I got the right to, kill your family, whatever. Like I said before, put your people on drugs, all that stuff. Send you to jail. All that stuff is what we're under because we disobey the commandments.
Being disobedient,
Exactly.
not listening.
All that, like people think God's all love. Oh my God, God's love. Of course he's love. But he's also the king of terrors. He's also killed everybody but 8 people, like I said. That's a guy you don't want to play with.
Hell nah.
Go ahead. What's it say? Go ahead.
This is same verse in the GNT, Good News Translation. He caused them great distress by pouring out his anger and fierce rage, which came as messengers of death.
That's how it works. Go that's why we got to get back right as a whole people.
Hell yeah,
Not just
we gotta
us.
get back right.
It takes individuals to build up a nation,
Right.
but we got to be the catalyst to that. You know what I mean? All the information that you know, what are you doing with the information?
Share it.
Share it. For what purpose?
Education, enlighten people.
But here's the difference to what we're doing on this particular platform.
Okay.
We're bringing them back to their true heritage and nationality, giving them an identity.
Right.
Seminole and the Creek is an identity.
Right.
You believe that? Even though you're representing that, is that a real identity, brother? If we're all from Africa, they weren't calling themselves Creek over there.
Uh-huh.
The Mexicans weren't calling themselves Mexicans before they came over there to the Americans.
For real.
So who are they? They're the Israelites.
The Israelites, yeah.
That's our nationality. So once we find out who we are, we go back to the original book of our
Hebrews,
ancestors.
yeah.
Well, there's more than one Hebrew. We're not the only Hebrews, so
Right.
well, that's not a problem. But at the same time, when we understand what our nationality is, we go back to the original records of our people. Okay, this is what we did. This is what we have to do to get back to. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's the goal. What you have? What? You
That's going to be a nigga too.
Go ahead.
1 Samuel 2:6, the Lord killeth and maketh alive.
Who?
The Lord killeth and maketh alive.
Uh-huh.
He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up.
Oh,
Lord does.
He'll kill your ass for playing with it, huh?
Listen. For
Ain't
anything.
that shit, boy.
Yeah, let's get back to the angel part.
Let me get up out of here, though, man. I gotta go.
All right, it's all good, brother. Appreciate your time, man.
Bro, I appreciate y'all, man. I love this conversation.
Absolutely. All praise to the Most
Every
High,
day is
brother.
cool, man.
You get a flyer, brother?
Man. Give me a flyer. Yeah.
This brother a flyer.
Y'all be good,
Yeah,
man.
we out here every Saturday,
All right,
brother. You
man.
from the city?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we out here in the city every week, brother. Well, sometimes we go to SAC, but most of the time
Time, though.
3 o'clock. We start at 3 o'clock. Get this brother a flyer. There's all type of information on YouTube. If you do all the research, everything's there, brother. You know what I mean? Every Saturday, brother. You too, brother.
Next week we won't be here.
Oh no, next week we're gonna be in Atlanta, Slocky. We're gonna be out of town next week. But every week after that, more likely we're gonna be out here in San Francisco. All good, brother. Definitely. Look up the information on YouTube, brother. If you ain't out here, everything else is on YouTube. If you want to relax, chill. But every Saturday we out here bringing out information, brother. All praise to the Most High. That's all good. That's a powerful brother right there. You know what I mean? You had this guy's a rope night. Anyways, that's what we out here to do, man. Share information, spread knowledge, correct the brother where he's, I'm not saying he's, all for reading information, but believing it and then transferring that to what we believe, trying to make it seem like it's true. That Dan Calloway garbage, like, no. They took Robert Anunnaki. Again, we talked about Anunnaki last week. We debunked that madness. Like, people just believed in all this other stuff and think, oh, wait, the Bible's fake. Like, no, the Bible's real. There's all type of archaeology that they found that correlates to the Israelites in the Bible, and the Jews and King David and all the people, all the way down to the Native Americans and the Native Indians. And the customs prove it as well. Man, if you see how many books I got in my house and all the information I can bring out, like, bro, listen. You know what I mean? That's what I'm buying these days for the most part. I'm buying all books on the history that prove who we are, prove the history of what happened to us, and certain other people as far as the Edomites and things like that. But the Bible is the most sought after book, the most famous book on the planet. But where you at? And give me the last one. Go ahead.
This is Revelation 1:3. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand.
Time's at hand. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. Even though Christ said that, 2,000 years ago, it's still not here. You know what I mean? Why? Because the elect hasn't been raised up. The 144,000, 12,000 from each tribe of Israel hasn't been raised up yet. Hopefully, we're the people that can bring that in as well. We might be the elect, we might not, but guess what? We're bringing on the information.
I said we street teaching and doing music to educate. All praise, I had this gift in second grade where I stay. They upgraded the murder from catching fades. Let's just say you niggas is weaker in 7 days. Cause how a nation come kidnap you and make you slaves, then separate the children and parents, changing names. No Damon Wayne's for generations was major pain. And we kill each other, but when it's done, we don't say a thing. You niggas tripping. Well, in other words, y'all niggas Christian. Worship white Jesus when scriptures give his description. And shout out to my kindred that's really living what's written. Keep receiving laws that was given instead of willfully sinning. I love saying Christ coming back, cause it's with vengeance. All we gotta do is endure like it's an entrance. Rehearse the righteous acts, who spiritually it's a scrimmage. And that real game start when the missiles pass the defenses. Let's get it, I'm chilling. It's scary but it's thrilling. Never trust the opposition, they come near me then I'm peeling. Like aren't you glad we no longer killing and drug dealing? But instead we out here healing, no more filling up them prisons. We almost at the ending, and now I don't care who like me. It's sore strokes for them folks, cause they scared to fight me. And you in sin, cause you clutching on that hand tightly. Calling on the Lord, you get ignored like scam likely. Step to the set, you getting checked like a pair of Nikes. SICARII heavy, in these streets you better tread lightly. And real Jews don't follow behind clones. We just waking up the dead in a valley of dry bones, all praise.